for our chance to see who's going to make it to the Spring Series and make it even further to today's regional tournament. So, Johnny, last time we saw these two teams play, we went to Game 5. We're expecting a little bit more of the same this time around. However, for Soniqs, they lost it. What would be the Soniqs' keys to victory if they want to take it against NRG today?
Well, they've got to start well today. You know, a lot of people were wondering, are they going to be a top 2 team after starting off so well this season? For me, I wanted to wait and see if they can perform in the playoffs before making that kind of assumption. This is where it starts. They're up against NRG. A lot of people thought they would be #1 coming into this season for North America, but they're actually having to fight through the bracket a little bit today. Not what they're used to doing. But yeah, it's all about that good start for Soniqs. If they can't get one, then I don't think they're going to have much of a chance against the experience NRG have on their lineup.
That's actually one of the more interesting things we've seen from this season as well, is that throughout most of the season, you can have a bad result and then you can just say, okay, well, we've got 8 weeks of gameplay. We can get better for next week. None of that today. You have to perform today, because if you lose it, you're going to be taking on the winner between Cloud9 and Ghost Gaming. And the ratio of teams that win in the double elimination bracket after previously losing their last series isn't all that great. So this is a huge one for both teams. For NRG, not the season that we necessarily expected from them in the league play. However, they are riding a 7-series win streak in the regional playoffs over the last 3 seasons. So this is where they tend to shine.
Yeah, this is NRG's territory. This is where they are supposed to perform well. And, you know, even if the Soniqs do start well today, they're still not guaranteed a result in this matchup in particular, because they are facing NRG, who also have been underperforming recently. If NRG can step up and play as well as we know they can, then maybe they're just going to walk all over this one. Get another win against the Soniqs to just add to their playoff collection in game 1 of a potential 7.
Long haul here. Got Justin looking for an early setup. Teams will want to start well today. Seems like NRG have got the good of the possession to start us off here. This is something that we're going to see quite often. Soniqs have allowed so much offense throughout this entire season. It's always been about their quantity or their quality of their shots. NRG more about the quantity. There's going to be more flip resets. NRG seem to have a one-track mind right now about how they want to score their first goal, but nothing really going to come of it.
It's going more and more popular these days. Players are just better getting resets on the ball than ever. Being able to do that under pressure, being able to do that in a playoff environment, that's got to be NRG's speciality. Justin in particular going to be trying to get as many of those as possible. Soniqs have not had to deal with anything too difficult just yet. NRG, that's a very nice read by Garrett actually to dissolve the Soniqs offense. They're trying to hunt for that first goal still. Soniqs are just going to try and survive right now. And then once we're into a full rotation in the midfield, I think they might start pressing upfield more often.
The problem right now is just a lack of boost across the field. And we have to Shock to try and get something going. The North American MVP. You need to perform exactly like that throughout this series. Dapper couldn't get enough contact. It's going to leave 2 players left. Shock just dives on forward. Doesn't win the challenge either. And we continue to see NRG putting this pressure on. But no goals for it just yet. This is, you know, if you wanted to give a small showing as to how both teams' seasons have been, these last 2 minutes have been perfect examples. It's going to be Justin. Set up. Turbo's unchallenged. He couldn't get it onto target. It's going to be Turbo. He's not going to miss that, though. 2 minutes it took, but it's been all NRG in game 1.
Cheeky finish by Turbo. He just looked up and saw, oh, wait a minute, the ball's coming right at me. I know what to do. Just a little jump and that'll go in. A brilliant 50-50 setup by Garrett G. He got on the better side of the ball. And, you know, you're a bit lucky for Soniqs not to just concede directly, as they will here. Kickoff goal for NRG. They are ahead by 2 now.
Yeah, just keep an eye on where Dapper goes as well. He picks up the boost and immediately starts darting down his left-hand side, not really paying attention to where the ball was going off the kickoff, leaving the net completely open. For NRG, to how hard they had to fight for that first goal. The second one, all too easy. Garrett.
I feel like that's something we see quite a lot from teams these days, the little cheek kickoff down the line on both sides. And I really wonder if it is necessary to keep one player down the line, one player down the middle. Where do you really want the ball to go in that spot? Nobody's sitting back. There's a nice air goal by Shock. In fact, that's going to be the first goal for Soniqs. Easy as you like. Right down the middle. NRG with no defense to speak of.
Yeah, Shock just got one of those surprising extra touches that takes it higher than you ever expected to go. There's a lovely open net, and we were talking about quality of chances. Well, they're currently at one shot, and they've got themselves one goal. Half the game left to play. Soniqs, this is how they need to start turning this around. Dapper for the backboard. Garrett does miss it. It's a lovely little tap from Justin Shock into an interesting position. They're going to see NRG starting to crowd around that corner. Straight for the net. Dapper will push it away, but Garrett's got a few passing options. Doesn't take any of them. Justin's forced to play his way back.
Looks like NRG might be, trying to thread these passes in every now and then, but they don't want to do it too often so as to become obvious. Especially when Soniqs are sitting back with all these members. These passes are dangerous. You've got multiple players ready to cover all the angles. Will they go for it? Yes, they will. NRG connect, but a great save from Sathu. Keeps Sonic in the game, and a save from Dapper will clear the ball afterwards.
There's going to be Sathu off the backboard. Dapper's too far forward, however. And it's going to go past him into the net for NRG. Huge opportunity, but Soniqs, they got too antsy, and they got themselves caught out.
And that's 3 open nets for Turbo. What a steal. Garrett not able to get on the scoreboard there in terms of goals. He's going to have to settle for 3 assists. Turbo stealing everything. I think a couple of them were definitely goal secures, but that one not so much. Hat-trick from Turbo and all wide open nets.
Soniqs, the playstyle that they've got, they cannot afford to allow open nets. They're going to get many opportunities to try and turn this one over as Turbo easily there first. He had a bit of a tough week last week, so getting himself 3 goals, he'll claim this a confidence booster. And in general, NRG's confidence has got to be riding high. They are dominating game 1.
Wow, is this another wide open net? No one in goal. Dapper is guarding the near post by the looks of things. They really have to improve their goal line defense if you're going to sit back and let the other team come at you, and the other team's name is NRG. You have to cover your goal at all times because there could be a shot flying on target pretty much any moment. Today, so far, Soniqs haven't defended their goal all that well. That's a nice save. Turbo shows him how it's done. The nice Sonic in the top corner. And again, Turbo just making sure the ball goes wide. There's some work at both sides of the field.
40 seconds now. Should be an easy clear for Justin. Powers it downfield. Doesn't even look for a pass. Might not need it. Shock. That was a little bit dangerous. The rest of Soniqs, this is now all about just getting something to go your way. You are taking on Championship NRG. And Championship NRG does not go down lightly. You have got to bring your A game against them. So far, Soniqs just have not mustered that. Up to Garrett. Get an extra touch. Nope. Sathu just pushes it away, but too little too late now. NRG will be taking game 1. It's just going to be a question of what the end result will be. So, Johnny, we were going to be looking at the next game as Dapper tries to force shot on target. Soniqs, pretty simple for them, really. Watch where your rotations are going and make sure you're not losing the challenges.
Yeah, for Soniqs, they just have to improve their goal line defense. If they're going to sit this far back, if they're going to let NRG come at them, then they have to cover the goal. That's actually their opportunity, not just to save NRG shots, but also to score on the counter-attack. And we're not seeing that at all from them. They don't even get to the counter-attack because they can't make the save in the first place. But, this is a long series. There's still a chance for them to figure that out and start to get the comeback rolling. But for now, NRG looking good. As many of us expected, they know how to show up. They know how to find that extra playoff gear. Turbo especially, he's got to be the one with the biggest range these days in terms of how off he can play with his own goals, and then how on he can play with hat tricks like this. It was all open nets, but still 3 goals for Turbo. The stats don't lie.
I mean, having a player like Turbo on your roster has just got to be so useful as well. We saw it actually during the grand finals last season where it took a little while. Justin really showed up in game 7, but it took a little while for him especially to really get up to that level of gameplay. Throughout the earlier games, though, it was Turbo that was the Rock, making sure they were at least playing to a consistent level. So having a player like that in these sort of series is just so important. Less so this game. I feel like he didn't have to work quite as hard for some of these goals as he did back in the grand finals. But in terms of just having the confidence to know that he's there for you, for Justin and Garrett, that's going to be so useful.
Yeah, it's very much a mental thing. Having Turbo on the team has it's made NRG so much more consistent and so much more calm under pressure. They went from being one of the teams who were always finishing second and always choking in grand finals to being the team who always perform in these grand finals and who always seem to get there. Early chance for Soniqs. Shock's going to send it high towards the goal. That is awkward for NRG, but they get the clear. Another opportunity perhaps for Soniqs to get something going. An early goal in this second game would really help them settle down in this series. Let's see if they can find that one. More importantly, they can stop conceding at the other end.
Here is Shock on the ball. He can take this the entire way. He's probably still got some boost remaining. Wins the challenge. In comes Safi, but he backs down. Knows he was going to be second to it compared to Turbo. There's one player on Soniqs I really want to keep an eye on here, and that is Dapper as well. You know, he had a quiet start to the season, but he's really ramped up to his own. And one thing I really want to keep an eye on especially is those little boost to boost on the back line, just rotations he does where he tries to take out the opposing goalkeeper as well. He has made those his own as these series have really gone by. So more of those will be required if they want to have any chance of breaking down this NRG defense. Here's Dapper, goes straight for net, fully relying on the bump. That just did not happen.
Yeah, NRG are going to be a difficult team to bully. They're going to be quite hard to bump out of the way. That's a good shot by Dapper, but it's off the bar. NRG, they don't like to play a stationary defense at all. They want to move forward at all times, try and keep constant pressure on their opponents. It's going to be difficult to catch them unawares. I think Soniqs have to be careful for demos at the other end of the field, although NRG aren't very often a team that are associated with demo plays. It would be a good strategy in this matchup where Soniqs like to defend with multiple players in that goal line area.
Garrett, one shot away on target from putting them up 1-0. Here we go, NRG, their first real chance to lock down on offense. Good challenge from Safu. The ball a loose one, but nobody around from Soniqs to really push it away. Give them a little bit of breathing room. So here's Garrett off the ball. Picks up some boost on his way through. Unchallenged for the longest time. Back into the middle. And Turbo will grab his fourth.
And it's a non-open net for Turbo Pulsar. He does know how to score past goalkeepers. In fact, 3 of them in this case. Top corner shot for Turbo. And that predator instinct, that timing with his arrival has been on point today. Always there when the opportunity arises.
Can't quite win the challenge, and I've got just one issue with that goal though, Johnny, which is for the amount of players that were back, there was no challenges that entire time Garrett was trying to set up. Cannot give someone of his caliber that much time on the ball, especially after you saw him just pick up 100 boost in the middle.
It's questionable. Is it ever going to be a good idea to leave NRG and let them come at you? Let players like Justin and Garrett dribble, let them have free aerials uncontested. And that's what Soniqs like to do. They want to play more of a reactive style. Versus NRG, I don't know if it's a good idea because this is one team that are not really known for making mistakes and overcommitting all that often.
You will miss the ball. Another demo as well. That leaves only one player left. And unfortunately, he is going to get wiped off the goal line off this monster bump.
That is outrageous. I mean, I said that bumps and demos might be a good strategy against Soniqs when they commit so many people to the goal line, but I didn't know it was going to be that impressive from Justin. One on his way into the goal, one on his way out, and the ball goes in to the open net that was left behind. That is one of the best bump goals you're ever going to see. Soniqs are in trouble here, Shogun. They didn't get the good start that we were talking about before the match, and even if they do pick things up, are they going to be able to fight with NRG when they're playing as well as they are today?
The issue, isn't it? NRG, a team that can really ride momentum, especially in these sort of regional championship positions. And Justin will take it. Has a passing option, but will get there in time before he was blocked out by a blue player. NRG controlling the midfield so far this series. Every single time we see them pick up the ball in their own side of the field, it seems like Soniqs happy to give it to them and just rotate everyone back into their final third. Whether or not that's the right decision has so far been proving to not be the case. As Garrett does win the ball, he's on 0 boost this time, and Dapper will win the challenge, only as far as Justin. A minute left on the clock, Justin for the double! And he's rocking and rolling in game 2.
Well, it looked like Justin accidentally side-flipped after popping this ball up, but he's so fast to recover anyway that it doesn't matter. Still gets a clean hit on the ball, and then the double touch to follow. Just crazy stuff from Justin in game 2 here. This is why you can't give NRG space. That's why you can't give Justin space. Unreal. And NRG are just running away with this one.
Coming into this tournament, Soniqs have allowed more shots on goal than any other team. And against NRG, it is proving to be their detriment. There's number 4. NRG simply cannot stop scoring in this series.
This is just too good for NRG now. And other teams who are yet to play today are probably watching this and thinking, oh dear, if I have to play against NRG later, it's not going to be a lot of fun. This is the form that they've been looking for all season long. Just wonder, can they keep it up for all the games in this series? Are they going to run away with this completely, even sweep the Soniqs? That would be certainly better than I expected coming into this one. And I think better than most people would have expected. Soniqs have been so difficult to beat multiple games in a row this season.
We've seen NRG come into regional championships at a 4-3 record back when we had shorter seasons, and even then they would go on to win the entire thing with sweeps in the grand finals even. So for them, this is looking like business like usual. We can see lesser performances from them at that point, but they always seem to step it up when it needed, as Garrett G will put that one up high. It's not going to matter. NRG in proper control of this series.
Yeah, this is just too good. I mean, the first game, we saw a whole bunch of open nets for Turbo, and Soniqs didn't really have anything in response. Well, now we just saw a lot of very impressive plays in offense from NRG, and Soniqs still don't have a response. And if NRG can elevate or even just keep their level at the current state, then I don't see Soniqs coming back. They don't really have the tools in their play style to match up with NRG. The way that NRG are playing, they're sitting back, they're waiting for mistakes, but they're just not happening. NRG is too good today.
And so far, the only way that we've seen Soniqs actually escape their own side of the field is by having Shock with 100 boost and just sending him to the air, maybe get a flip reset, and that gives them just a little bit of time away from their own net. But outside of that, NRG have been swarming that final third looking for these goals, and they found them more often than not. We've got to look around now to different ways that Soniqs can now try and transition out. Get somebody on the wall, try and pass it to them. Clearly just trying to hit it very hard, probably not gonna work against NRG, so a bit more creativity and a bit more boost control required from them if they want to start working and getting more territory in this series.
Yeah, they've got to play more aggressive. You're not going to beat NRG if you're just playing a fully defensive style. Well, you're not going to beat NRG today if you're playing a fully defensive style, because they're just playing too well. We've seen very few mistakes, if any. At least none have been hugely costly to them. And they're hitting their shots too well. There's just no way that Soniqs are going to be able to make the saves they need to deny NRG multiple goals in a game. And they're unlikely to pick up goals in the counters when they're not given any counterattacks. They need to start coming at NRG and forcing misplays themselves.
Just into the corner. Shock just forced a shadow for the time being. Pushing it away into it's eventually an easy enough save for his team. Again, we've got to keep an eye on these boost stats for Soniqs and the rest of their ways of trying to escape their own side of the field. Dapper's on 100. He tries to go for the Shock. Goes straight for net. Can't find a target though, and a demo is going to mean that Safu's the only one back, and he can't reach it.
Wow.
Thunderous shot from Garrett.
And that is a punish. Not on NRG overextending, but on Soniqs overextending. But look at that. Safu, he was sitting pretty far back on that one. He was actually at the edge of the box. And even that was too far off the goal line to save that shot from Garrett. Perfectly hit. Great power. And the placement was ideal. At the other end of the field, we saw the post saving Soniqs shot, and again they're off target with their last touch. They're just not hitting the target, Shogun. Lots of chances being thrown away.
get many of them here. Got to turn them in when you get the opportunity. Shock trying to chase down, but Justin, the mechanical wizard that he is, he can control this bull for as long as he wants to. Difficult to create. Even to challenge him. Justin now one-on-one against Shock. Looks for the set, doesn't need one. Lightning quick shot finds the top corner.
Oh my goodness. That is disgusting from Justin. To keep that much power on the shot with a full volley takes insane timing. And he just hit that ball perfectly. I think he expected there to be a challenge coming in faster. He made it quite difficult on himself, but he's done it again, this time on the half volley. Justin makes it 3-0. NRG are destroying the Soniqs.
Right now, it's looking like a foregone conclusion. Justin on point this series. As the previous goal as well, we've spoken a number of times about how Justin just creates so many options for his teams. And it was a goal like that one that really showed that off, as Dapper looking to go low. He won the first challenge, but Garrett too strong on the second one. But Justin can be a huge difference maker in these sort of games, especially for a team that is as defensive as the Soniqs have been so far. Because once you open up those 2 or 3 options that he goes for, you know, you need to send a player to cover each and every one. There's going to be bouncing straight into the middle, and Garrett G pre-jumped, unable to reach it, and Justin prevents the follow-up shot, but cannot stop Dapper from getting one back.
And finally, the Soniqs get a relevant goal. This is been a long time coming. A bit of a miss hit there from Justin. Couldn't get that into the corner. And that has allowed Dapper the rebound. Well placed shot by him. But is this too little too late for Soniqs? Not even just in this game, but in the series in general. When you give NRG the confident start that they've had, and like we said, they might just be unbeatable today. And this is the problem with Soniqs' strategy. They've given NRG the start that they want, and now they're making plays. What a pass by Garrett. Turbo gets another one.
What are you supposed to do against a team that is playing this well? NRG are sending a statement out to everybody in this tournament, and more specifically to G2, who they could be potentially playing in the next round. And it's looking very, very likely at this point. Over half the game left to go, but 3-goal lead, you would not expect NRG to drop it.
No, NRG, with the way that they're currently playing, looks set to want to quadruple match points after this one. They've been outstanding. We're a bit worried about the matchup stylistically. Soniqs, they like to defend. They like to give their opponent space. And I don't think that's how you beat NRG. And it's really ended up being exactly that problem times 10. NRG are like some of the best that we've seen them play in a long time. Soniqs, have they left it too late? I think probably at this point. They need a miracle. They need NRG to, I don't know, maybe if Turbo plays keyboard for the rest of the series, they would have a chance. Apart from that, I don't really see any way back for them at this point.
The major issue as well for Soniqs is that this playstyle really works at best whenever you're getting the overcommits. Maybe whenever your opposing team is trying to outpace you. But NRG have not tried to outpace. I would not exactly describe how they've been playing as overly quick so far. They've been happy to take their time and really set up for the opportunities they want. And it's been working out so well.
Yeah, we can't really put this entirely down to the stylistic mismatches. Also, just a classic case of one team having so much more experience than the other in positions just like this. This is where NRG have performed time and time again. They're the best team in North American history when we just look at all the playoffs historically. And this is the first time that Soniqs as a roster have even been here. So difficult to make a prediction in their favor when you look at it from a historical standpoint. And then when you look at it in the current state of affairs, it's even harder to make a prediction in their favor.
For Dapper, across his entire career, he is 0-4 against NRG. It looks very likely that he's about to become 0-5 unless something massive happens. They need the team talk of a lifetime in the next minute, maybe 2 minutes if they get it started early. NRG have been rampant so far. Here's Garrett on the ball. Dapper runs straight through him. So far, NRG's defense just too calm. Always leaving someone behind to try and mop up the mess, whatever has been set up from Soniqs. 10 seconds remaining. They are going to head up to 3 games to nothing. NRG have hit championship mode, and it's going to take something big for Soniqs to try and turn it around. 3-0 up, reverse sweep required.
Yeah, championship mode NRG on 4 match points. That is pretty scary. I don't think that many teams would come back from this position, and Soniqs are not a team that look like they're ready to come back from this position. They have to make drastic changes. I think honestly at this point they just have to go and try something different. They should use the rest of the series, or the you know, maybe even just the last game of the series as it currently looks, as a learning experience. They're not done. They're not going to be out if they lose in this series. They're going to be down into the lower bracket to face, or it's not even a lower bracket per se. They'll just be moving into the other side of the quarterfinals to play against the winner of 5th and 6th place. But yeah, they have to change something if they're going to get any success against NRG in a future matchup. Then they're going to need to play better than they currently are.
And it's not just regionals that are currently on the line here as well. The winner of this will qualify for the spring series, and NRG looking like they're going to do that very convincingly right now. But yeah, I 100% agree with you. There is drastic changes needed, because right now what they're attempting to do, they're giving up way too space against a team that is playing as well as they are. That it's basically becoming free play with very strong defensive bots for NRG, because realistically, you're not challenging the midfield. You're not giving yourself a very good opportunity to take control of the game. And if you're going to give NRG that much boost and that much control, you only really can expect one result.
Yeah, when Shogun's comparing you to bots, even if they are very solid defensive
maybe
bots,
not quite the point I was trying to make, but you get it.
It shows you how desperate the situation is. But this is time for Soniqs to just, I think, try something completely different, try play an aggressive style, because I don't think the comeback is at all likely unless NRG have a pretty major throw from this point. But Soniqs can still learn something from this series. They can try and play a more aggressive game, and maybe they'll see, okay, actually that works pretty well against NRG. That looks a lot better for us. Let's try that again next time we play. But, you know, what's likely to happen is what we're seeing right here. It's just going to be more NRG. They're playing so well right now. They're running off the ball brilliantly. 1-0 already.
How well is Justin striking the ball today? It took no time at all between him controlling and him just slicing it into the back of the net. And it is, you know, just 35 seconds in. NRG could go by 2 as just need that ball to hit the bottom side of the crossbar, and that could have launched itself into Justin. For NRG, this is business as usual. And they have been thoroughly dominant, looking to continue that now in game number 4. And if we were talking earlier on about how Soniqs need to be more aggressive, well, you're a goal down in a must-win game. There's been no better time to do it.
It's just too fast from Garrett and Justin, too clinical from Turbo and NRG as a whole. But you brought up a really good point there, Justin, striking the ball so well, and you can often tell how well a team or a player is playing just by looking at a couple of hits on the ball. If the players are smashing the ball clean as possible, hard as possible, then tend to be quite a confidence booster, and that's all NRG have really needed to do today, is just get solid contacts on the ball, and then they probably think to themselves, yeah, we're playing pretty well. We're good in this matchup. Let's just keep on doing what we're doing. Soniqs just do not have the answer. They've had you know, a huge lack of confidence in their striking, actually, besides the other problems that they're currently facing.
One of those problems has been right here. It's Justin, as it always is, just outpacing everybody.
And you know, I think Justin meant this. I really do give him full credit for that goal, because you saw that he was looking for not just a normal ceiling touch straight up in the air, but he did angle that one just ever so slightly towards the goal, or you know, to bounce into the goal, I should say. Caught it so clean again. There's such hard hits from NRG and Justin in particular. Soniqs have no time to react, even if the ball is taking the scenic route in off the crossbar, or in off the ceiling, I should say. Soniqs just can't get away from their goal right now, Shogun. They're completely lost for what to do against NRG today.
I think this series so far, Johnny, has shown why it's so crucial to have a good start to a series. That's top corner. Justin is up to a hat trick. But I think like this goal almost proves my point even more. The first game, bunch of sloppy goals, but it was still a lot of space being given over to NRG. And as this series has gone along, NRG have grown into the space that they've had. They've got more comfortable to create what they want to create. And these shots have just been lethal to the defense.
Indeed, it's just, again, way too late for Soniqs to even think about coming back here. I think it was too late sometime in game 2 because they just didn't look capable of outplaying the NRG that showed up today. And you said, you know, it was important for Soniqs to start well, and they didn't. But this is the scary thing. I think NRG could have had a poor start today, and they still could have won it. They've got the comeback potential. They've got the experience in this kind of matchup and in this kind of position. And look at this. They're just rampaging around at the other end of the field now, demoing everybody just for fun. Turbo making a run through multiple players. But this is not the end for Soniqs. They're still going to be in with a chance here, but they have to win the next one. This is going to be it. That's close to conceding another goal. This can't be doing well for their confidence moving into the rest of the games today.
The worst part is as well as Justin has played in these last few games, I'm still half expecting him heading into the semi-finals to turn up with a, you know, in a slump Justin sort of name, and that'll tilt me more than anything else, as the lifeline has been thrown over to Soniqs. They're going to need to capitalize very quickly, though.
Yeah, it's amazing, humble, and also self-deprecating Justin can be sometimes. I mean, I'm sure right now he probably thinks he is in a slump. He's in a constant slump, at least from his own perspective, because he has such high standards for himself. And that's what enables himself and what enables NRG to be such a good team. Nothing but the best, nothing but a win is acceptable to these guys. And Soniqs, you know, is the fact that they're already in the playoffs a win for them? Are they really looking to make the run in this tournament? Have they already, you know, become satisfied with what they've achieved? I think they should be quite proud of what they've achieved, but of course, with more on the line, got to go hunting for more. They're 2 goals down. There's a chance that they can get a comeback here if they get another goal. NRG just look too good right now, Shogun.
Yeah, these quality of touches are absolutely incredible from NRG. Opportunity to turn another one in. But they're just so clean right now. NRG do not look like they have to have individual players constantly boosting, constantly trying to be fast, because they've just been so quick to find each other. That's another shot, almost in off the crossbar. But this is the confidence NRG have today. This is the confidence that G2 later on are going to need to deal with, because everything they do, they have been confident to try and make it a shooting opportunity for themselves. It's going to be Garrett trying to win the challenge. 10 seconds remaining here, and it looks like NRG are going to secure their spot in the spring series and head on to the semi-finals.
Yeah, huge win for NRG, not just because they got the win, but because the way they've done it. A massive blow to Soniqs. That's the most crushing defeat they've had all season.